#1 desirable. I do what I want when I want and how I want it. Leave you with the one in the air, that's how I roll. I got tons of soul, I'm a true collectible. Famous, also famous, #1 desirable. I do what I want when I want and how I want it.
Urban Assault, and you are here live on YouTube for an exciting night of wrestling action.
Always on the show, so they know that I still got it, and I never feel sorry. Yeah, top of the world, top of the world, yeah, top of the world, top of the world, yeah, top of the world.
And we are certainly not going to waste any time tonight. We're starting things off with an Apocalypse Championship match as Ray Hole makes his way to the ring. Ray Hole, Dylan Bradford, and Kyle Williams have all managed to capture the Apocalypse Championship over the last month. And tonight, all three of these guys are going to get inside the ring. Apocalypse rules to determine which one of these guys is the rightful Apocalypse champion. And it is certainly an emotional night as so many of the HKW superstars will step in the ring to do battle with the nemesis known as Purity, the group that has taken over the HKW. The Guardians set to defend their tag team championships tonight against Xander Shaw and Apocalypse of Purity. Evan Jones going to be defending the HKW World Heavyweight Championship in a street fight against Cliff Williams. And of course, probably the most emotional driven of all, April Mead tagging with Gwendolyn Tense against Ambrosia and Devin Mead. As Kyle Williams makes his way down to the ring, Kyle, no stranger to championship gold, a former internet champion, and of course, former Apocalypse champion. And while we're talking about all our big matches tonight, can't forget Christopher Chaos going to defend the HKW Internet Championship inside a steel cage against the former champion Cameron Lyon-Hunter. Cameron, a former two-time Internet champion, looking to make it 3 tonight against a man he has not seemed to be able to beat in Christopher Chaos. And here comes Cameron Lyon-Hunter's tag team partner, member of the Untouchables and the current Apocalypse champion, Dylan Bradford. And before this gets underway, I want to thank you again for joining us. Remind you again to hit that subscribe button if you have not already, so you do not miss any of the great action like Urban Assault tonight or HKW Wednesday night every week right here on YouTube. All three superstars climbing into the ring. And what a way to kick off Urban Assault with the Apocalypse Championship. And Dylan quick to hop out of the ring as Ray rolls up Kyle with a flipping power bomb before dropping the drop kick to the face of Kyle Williams. Kyle now finding the fireman's carry, flipping Ray onto his back, dragging to the center of the ring, and finds an elbow drop as Dylan looks on from the outside. Kyle tossing Ray into the ropes, able to bring the knee up. Looks like he caught Ray in the knee. Dylan tossing a table into the ring. And now Dylan using the hardware. Knocking down both Kyle and Ray. As Ray shoves off Dylan. Kyle rolling to the outside. And now Ray gonna take Dylan for the spin. And dumps Dylan Bradford on his back. The Apocalypse Champion down. Kyle coming into the ring. Able to lift Ray up only to get reversed. Ray almost into a pinning predicament on Kyle. And a modified scoop slam by Ray Hole. Driving Dylan into the corner. Dylan able to reverse. And sunset flip Ray onto his back. Now Dylan mowing over Kyle Williams. Here's a cover, but only able to find two on Williams. Bradford heading back to the outside. What is he going to be looking for here? And Bradford has the chair, but Kyle coming in from behind and suplexing Bradford onto the outside. Here comes Ray Hole now. But Kyle able to head off the attack. Bradford swing for the fences, not able to connect on Williams. As Williams heads back into the ring, picking up Hole and delivers the shot to the gut. Oh! And now Bradford taking advantage with those weapons. Totally legal here in any Apocalypse Championship match. Weapons encouraged. Ray Hole breaking the back of Dylan Bradford across his knee. Now Ray with the chair. Bradford able to get out of the way and gets the elbow into the face of Ray Hole. Dylan catches Ray with the DDT, but it's Kyle who catches Dylan with the German suplex. Dylan able to roll out of harm's way before Kyle can do any damage with the steel chair. And now it's Kyle on the outside with a DDT to the Apocalypse Champion. Dylan wrestling Kyle back down. And now Dylan ripping apart the announce table here on the outside. Ray Hole getting back into the ring, now coming to meet the other two on the far side. Dylan tosses Ray back into the ring, only to get suplexed back Kyle. Kyle heading back in the ring now to meet Ray. And now it's Kyle and Ray inside the ring as, again, Bradford looking on from the outside. Kyle looking for a pin here on Ray, but Bradford quick to break it up. Now a German suplex from Kyle Williams catches Bradford. And Williams stalking his prey. Has the double underhook and backbreaker to Bradford. Oh, but Bradford catching Kyle and tossing him into that steel chair. Now both Ray and Kyle have rolled to the outside as Bradford's setting up a table in the center of the ring. These fans really do not like Bradford here. Bradford now bringing Williams to his feet and tossing him inside the ring. Ray Hole giving chase, but getting cut off by Dylan. Kyle has Bradford, and multiple shots to the gut by Kyle Williams, who goes for a cover here. Ray Hole quick to break up the pinfall attempt, as the first one of these guys who is able to claim a pinfall is going to be the HKW Apocalypse Champion. Now Ray Hole able to claim the victory on Kyle Williams and claim as well his second HKW Apocalypse Championship. A hard-fought battle from all three of these guys, but in the end, that modified Falcon Arrow by Ray Hole, able to claim the victory over Kyle Williams. And your new HKW Apocalypse Champion, Ray Hole. Alright, folks, well, we are not going to wait any longer. I don't think April would be willing to. Here come April Mead and Gwendolyn Tense, the HKW Women's Champion, and these two tonight will attempt to bring back Devin Mead from Purity. A seemingly impossible task, but one that any mother would go through hell for. April on Wednesday night asking for anyone to come out and back her up. Gwendolyn immediately answering the call. And as Purity make their way down to the ring, Gwendolyn Tense not willing to wait as mother and daughter meet up in the ring. Devin suplexing her mother as Ambrosia getting a piece of Gwen on the outside. This one going to be a little bit hard to call as there are pretty much no rules in this matchup. No tags, no countouts, no disqualifications. As Devin mocking the fans. Gwen trying to come to the aid of April, but getting cut off by Ambrosia. But the HKW Women's Champion firing back on Ambrosia on the outside as April gaining control over Devin on the inside of the ring. And a nasty super kick rains down from Ambrosia. April heading to the top rope. And Ambrosia with a belly-to-belly on Gwendolyn Tense. And a 450 splash catches Gwen in the gut, but Gwen quick to catch the leg of Ambrosia, and now Gwen delivering the kicks, and a crossbody takes Ambrosia down. On the outside, Devin with a double axe handle to April. April tripping up her daughter as Gwen grabs the table. And now it seems we're going to switch dance partners. Gwen setting up the table on the outside as Ambrosia looking for revenge for the attack last week, which was really just revenge for a multitude of attacks over the last several weeks by Ambrosia on April. Devin almost suplexing Gwen through the table on the outside. April with a jawbreaker to Ambrosia on the inside of the ring. And a DDT takes down Devin outside the ring. Devin now being tossed inside the ring. Gwendolyn Tense going up top. Looks for the elbow, not able to find it on the whited out warrior. April calling to the fans. And a vicious clothesline takes down Ambrosia. Another. And a beautiful drop kick. Devin looking underneath the ring for something. Looks like she got a chair. Comes into the ring and finds a Hurricanrana on the HKW Women's Champion. April has a hold of Devin and drives Devin across the knee with a backbreaker. Ambrosia sneaking in from behind. But Gwen has Ambrosia. And now Gwen has Ambrosia lined up. Drive-by drop kick to Ambrosia. The Hurricanrana coming down on Devin by April. And now it's Gwen with a cover on Ambrosia. 2, only able to find the 2 count. April doing battle with Devin as Gwen lays down Ambrosia. And now Team HKW seems to be in control. Belly to belly by Gwendolyn Tense. Super kick by April. And now it's Gwendolyn Plex. And a double pin. 1, 2, 3. What a huge victory for these girls. Let's take a look at some of these replays. Ambrosia early on, able to do a lot of damage to April, but Gwendolyn Tense showing why she is absolutely the HKW Women's Champion with moves like that drive-by drop kick. In the end, a super kick followed up by the Gwenplex, able to take down Gwendolyn Tense and Devin Mead of Purity simultaneously. What a huge win. And now the question is, will the psychological damage to Devin Mead be undone? Congratulations, April. Congratulations, Gwendolyn Tense. And we hope that the mind of Devin Mead will be okay. As you can see, the cage hanging ominously above the ring, and that can only mean it is time for the Internet Championship match. And there is the former HKW Internet Champion, former HKW Tag Team Champion, Cameron Logan Lyon-Hunter, calls himself the future of the HKW. And despite a recent losing streak, hard to argue with Cameron holding multiple titles in his short time here in HKW. Definitely has his work cut out for him tonight in an attempt to regain the Internet Championship from Christopher Chaos. Well, the time for talk is over. No more open challenges. No more scathing promos. All that stands between these two now is about 50 feet of walkway, 3 ropes, and a referee. These fans absolutely pumped to see Christopher Chaos here tonight at HKW Urban Assault. And as these two gladiators get ready for battle, I want to remind you to hit that subscribe button. Make sure not to miss HKW Wednesday night and to join us next month for HKW Scars and Stripes as we celebrate the nation's birth in the only way we know how. Steel cage lowered around Cameron Logan-Hunter and Christopher Chaos, and this one is underway. Cameron getting a hold of Chaos first, tossing him into the ropes, grabbing him and bringing him down by the head. Nice move by Logan-Hunter as he delivers multiple shots to the HKW Internet Champion. Chaos coming away with a fireman's carry there, looks for a suplex, blocked by the Future, who finds a snap suplex of his own. Quick shots by Cameron, but it's Chris with the European uppercut followed by the face breaker, taking Cameron down. Cameron with the double leg. This one already back and forth. And Cameron going back to what he knows, that twisting neck breaker, as he tosses Chaos into the corner, then throws Chaos down onto his back, heads up to the middle turnbuckle, and a nice leg drop by Cameron Logan Lyon-Hunter, who has picked up an early advantage here, dropping Christopher Chaos face first to the mat. And now it's Chaos with a neck breaker off the ropes. And quite the interesting submission hold here. Submission's not going to do Chaos a lot of good, though. He's going to have to escape the cage if he wants to retain the HKW Internet Championship. Oh! But with moves like that big backbreaker, it's not going to be very difficult. Cameron's going to have a hard time climbing up the walls of that cage with a broken back, but Cameron able to shrug off the crossbody attempt off the top rope by Chaos, and a big atomic drop to Chaos. Follows it up with a drop kick. Well, Cameron said that he had learned quite a bit from the last time that he was in the ring with Christopher Chaos, and by the way that he has taken control in the early part of this matchup, I would say I believe him. Oh! Chaos fighting back and fighting out, creating some separation, and Northern Lights suplex by the Madman. Cameron blocking the shot. Tosses Chaos into the ropes again. Chaos blocking again and again. Chaos continuously one step ahead of Cameron. And a gutbuster delivered to the former internet champion by the current. Chris trying to escape, but Cameron gonna bring him back down the hard way. Extremely resilient move there by Cameron, who now locks in the chokehold on Christopher Chaos. And if he can knock Chris out, Chris will have a hard time stopping Cameron from getting out of the cage. But Chris fighting out of the chokehold by Cameron, and now tosses Cameron across the ring into the corner. Cameron ducking out of the way. And tosses Chaos. Oh! Lifts Chaos way up high into a Cameron cutter. Let's take another look at that. Cameron absolutely freaking out here in the center of the ring. And a second Cameron cutter delivered to Christopher Chaos. Cameron looking for the cover. But Chaos able to get the shoulder up after the Cameron cutter. My God. What is it going to take to keep Christopher Chaos down? Chaos coming back. Huge drop kick by Christopher Chaos. Cameron now with the drop kick. And coming off the middle rope, Chaos getting out of the way. And now Chaos with huge shots to Cameron Lyon-Hunter, bringing him to his feet and gonna suplex him high overhead. Chaos finally taking control in this matchup. Drilling the elbow into the head of Cameron Logan Lyon-Hunter. I can't believe that Chris was able to get up after 2 in a row Cameron cutters. Absolutely phenomenal. And a big right hand raining down on the former internet champion. Christopher Chaos is like a man possessed here. And now driving the leg across the throat of Cameron Lyon-Hunter. Chaos gonna pick Lyon-Hunter up. Northern Light suplex. Now Chaos measuring Cameron up in out of the corner. Super kick. Chaos is seething. Has Cameron up. F5 delivered. Will that be all? 1, 2. No, now it's Cameron able to get the shoulder up at 2. What's it going to take as Cameron kicks up, picking Chaos up, clothesline to Chaos, but Chaos heading up to the top rope and delivering a lariat that takes Cameron down. Now both men down on the inside of the ring. Absolutely phenomenal match by Christopher Chaos and Cameron Lyon-Hunter. And now it's Lyon-Hunter. Chaos cutting off Lyon-Hunter. Another European uppercut by Christopher Chaos, who now begins to scale the side of the cage. Cameron trying to get to his feet, but can he do it fast enough? And yes, pulling Christopher Chaos off the side of the cage. But again, Chaos stopping the right hand. And now it's Chaos. Chokeslam! Chokeslam to Cameron Logan-Hunter. And follows it up with a variation of Cameron's own zigzag. And now Cameron going to begin the ascent. But Chaos catches Cameron and brings him back down to the mat. And now Chaos gonna try and climb out. Cameron down in the center of the ring. And Chaos gonna make his way to the outside. Chaos is gonna escape. Christopher Chaos successfully retaining the HKW Internet Championship. What a hard-fought match by both of these guys. Christopher Chaos kicking out of multiple Cameron cutters. Cameron Logan Lyon-Hunter able to kick out of the F5. But in the end, huge choke slams and the ability to climb out of the cage just a second before Cameron was able to get to his feet gives Christopher Chaos the W. And still your HKW Internet Champion, Christopher Chaos. And as we get set for tag team action, the lights of purity come on. And you can see the Apocalypse walking out here alone, which is kind of strange. Apocalypse supposed to be teaming with Xander Shaw tonight. And come to think of it, Xander didn't come out alongside Apocalypse and Cliff on Wednesday night either. Definitely acting a little different than the other members of Purity. Nevertheless, Apocalypse is here. And now Xander Shaw in the ring, appearing almost as if from nowhere. Seeming to almost have a mythical presence about him. But here come the HKW Tag Team Champions, the Guardians. And dressed up this time as some of comics' greatest heroes And they hope to be the heroes of the HKW here tonight. As they defend the HKW Tag Team Championships against Purity. See Brian Mead there, the Archangel, dressed as the Green Lantern, and Aaron Air Bronson. The fastest man alive. And here come Purity. Xander and Apocalypse quick to get the jump on the Guardians. Xander with a big right hand to Aaron Air Bronson. Apocalypse with a snap suplex to the Archangel. And now Archangel getting the advantage on Apocalypse. Aaron coming to give his partner some aid. Xander coming in from behind with a bulldog to Aaron Bronson. And now Xander heading to the outside as Apocalypse begins to go to work on Aaron Bronson. Bronson now getting that mask off. Just trying to get some air as Apocalypse lands the drop kick from behind. Again, this is an elimination match. One of these teams will have to eliminate not one but both members of the opposing team in order to claim victory here tonight and walk away with the HKW Tag Team Championships. As Aaron tags in the former HKW World Heavyweight Champion, the Archangel, who quickly lays Apocalypse out with a big right hand and sends him to the outside. But Apocalypse grabbing hold of his brother and going to work on the outside. And now tripping up Air Bronson. And big knee to the Archangel. Apocalypse breaking the count and heading back out to the outside, where he is met by a drop kick from Air Bronson, allowing the Archangel to regain some control here, and a fall-away slam delivered to the Apocalypse on the outside. Apocalypse now heading up top as the Archangel slides back into the ring and quickly getting a double axe handle from his younger brother, the man in white there, the Apocalypse. And now Apocalypse taking control. Modified Falcon Arrow to the Archangel, Brian Mead. And Apocalypse side slam, taking down the Archangel. Here's a cover. Only finding two on Brian Mead. And now it's an attack on Air Bronson on the outside. And coming back in, delivering a knee to the Archangel, and an attempt to feed her on the ropes. Referee Well, the feet up on the ropes by the Apocalypse, but still the Archangel able to get the shoulder up and keep the hopes of the Guardians alive here in this Elimination Tag Team Championship match. Now the Archangel taking back control, but Apocalypse bringing him back down face first. Now Archangel with a back suplex and lining up Apocalypse, and here's a cover. But the Purity member quickly getting the shoulder up, and it's going to take a little bit more for the Guardians to eliminate Apocalypse from this contest. Oh, big kick as Archangel catching Apocalypse. Now Apocalypse with the fireman's carry. And a DDT delivered by the HKW Tag Team Champion, the Archangel, as Apocalypse stalking back and forth on the outside. Referee not allowing the Archangel to pursue. Apocalypse going after Air Bronson, and now fighting off his brother, fighting his way out of the corner. But it's not going to save him from the multiple German suplexes at the hands of the Archangel. And here's Archangel with another cover. And another kick out by the Apocalypse as Xander Shaw coming into the ring to create some separation between Purity and the Guardians. Air Bronson getting the tag in. And now Bronson has Apocalypse and neckbreaker delivered to his former untouchable mentor as the referee begins the count, and again Apocalypse able to get the shoulder up. Bronson now with the drop kick to the back of the head of the Apocalypse. Bronson coming in from the outside. Big splash to Apocalypse. And follows it up with a DDT. Beautiful move there by Bronson. 1, 2. But once again, Apocalypse getting the shoulder up. And Xander Shaw fighting Air Bronson off of the Apocalypse. Bronson goes to follow it up. It looks like Apocalypse going to slide out the back. Look to be going for the Apocalypse side slam. Gets caught by Bronson with elbows to the side of the head. Bronson now tagging in the Archangel and big boot to the face of the Apocalypse. Angel sending Apocalypse into the ropes. Drop kicks multiple times. Catches Apocalypse and neckbreaker delivered to the former untouchable turned Purity member. And now Apocalypse sent into the corner. But fights his way out. No. Angel able to get him back into the corner once again. And now Angel looking for that suplex to the outside. Superplexes to the outside indeed, landing him straight on the championship gold. Apocalypse being tossed back into the ring and getting back to his feet. Archangel quickly sliding to the outside. huge DDT delivered by the Archangel. But he gets blocked by the Apocalypse, and now Apocalypse with a snap suplex. And Apocalypse is desperately needing to make a tag now to Xander Shaw. As he heads for the corner. And can you believe it? Xander Shaw has turned his back on Purity. Xander Shaw heading to the back, and Apocalypse left out here all alone now. Archangel delivers a huge leg drop to the Apocalypse, who quickly rolls to the outside. And now Apocalypse going to have to contend with both of the Guardians. And it begins with his brother, who is laid out with a lariat here on the outside. And now a kick to the chest of the Archangel. And Apocalypse side slam delivered to the former HKW World Heavyweight Champion. And here's a cover by the Apocalypse. And the save by Aaron Air Bronson. The referee is down. The Archangel struggling to get to his feet. 666 by the Apocalypse. And again, Bronson coming in to make the save for the Guardians. Now Apocalypse turning his attention to Air Bronson here on the outside, as the Archangel attempts to get back to his feet. Oh! Huge face buster by the Apocalypse. Hard to believe, just a couple weeks ago, these three were a tag team together against Purity. Bronson able to get the shoulder up. Apocalypse heading to the top rope now. And huge double axe handle delivered to Air Bronson on the outside. But Archangel has the Apocalypse and takes him down face first. Almost an inverted broken wings there. Archangel heading to the top rope. Thinks better of it. And now the Apocalypse fighting back as he takes down the Archangel here. And another Apocalypse side slam. But Air Bronson stopping the attack from the Apocalypse and coming into the ring with a drop kick, taking down his former mentor. I think Bronson's head just got cracked on that electrical screen on the side of the ring. And now the diving knee to the forehead of Air Bronson, who is not even the legal man in this contest. The Archangel is trying to get his hands on the Apocalypse here, who is able to fight out of the Archangel's grasp. And now The Apocalypse awaiting whoever will meet him in the ring. And what viciousness by the Apocalypse. Archangel sneaking out the back. Now it's the Archangel. The Archangel with broken wings to the Apocalypse. And will that be enough to silence Purity here tonight? Yes! While blood flowing from the head of the Guardians. But a happy Father's Day indeed, as the Archangel and Aaron Air Bronson able to stop Purity after Xander Shaw walked out on Apocalypse and the Men in White. It'll be interesting to see what Xander has to say this coming Wednesday on HKW Wednesday night. An incredibly hard-fought battle. In the end, still, your HKW Tag Team Champions, Aaron Air Bronson and the Archangel Brian Mead, the Guardians. Well, folks, the time is upon us. It is time for the HKW World Heavyweight Championship to be decided. It is our main event of the evening, and it is going to be a street fight. And there you see Cliff Williams of Purity making his way down to the ring. It has been a rough night for Purity, but a good night for the HKW, as Ambrosia and Devin Mead were defeated by Gwen and April earlier tonight. The Guardians able to successfully defend the Tag Team Championships against Xander Shaw. Well, more just Apocalypse, as Xander Shaw walking out on Purity. And now Evan Jones looking to make it a clean sweep here against Purity. These fans definitely letting Cliff know what they think of him here. But here he comes. He is the HKW World Heavyweight Champion, Evan Jones. And the champ wasting no time, heading right after Cliff, taking the knee out from underneath him, and this thing is going to get started. It is a street fight, and it could go anywhere in the building. There are no disqualifications. Anything goes. All we know is in the end, one of these two will be the HKW World Heavyweight Champion, as Evan wrestles Cliff down to the floor on the outside, and again taking the knee out from underneath Cliff and showing why he is the HKW World Heavyweight Champion. Evan with a definite strategy here, going after the knees and legs of Cliff now with a baseball bat. Oh. And now Cliff gaining control on Evan using superior size. Evan fighting back with elbows to the face of Cliff. And now German suplex. Holds on. And a second one. That one landing on the bat. And a third delivered on the outside to Cliff Williams of Purity. As Evan Jones taking firm control in the early part of this match. Oh! And now with Cliff slamming Evan Jones down on the outside. And heading out into the fans. And Evan quick to give chase. Oh! Cliff with those big shots, sending Evan back across the barricade. Not quite able to follow up, and this time he will grab Evan, and where is he taking him to is the question. Not that it really matters, because this one can go literally anywhere. Evan now with a chair out here amongst the fans, and a huge shot to the head of Cliff Williams. Now Evan with a boot to the face of Cliff. And a big right hand. But Cliff getting a hold of Evan and Samoan drop on the outside. There's no protection out there, folks. All concrete here in Pontiac. A second elbow drop delivered from Cliff Williams, and an elbow drop from a guy the size of Cliff is basically like an elbow drop coming off the top rope. Evan looking for something there, but gets caught by the Samoan drop. He is able to fight Cliff off, though. Cliff with the headbutt to the World Heavyweight Champion. Oh, and a huge kick delivered to Evan Jones, and here's a cover. But only able to find two as Evan gets the shoulder up. Cliff in firm control. Absolutely destroying the body of Evan Jones. Evan sweeping the leg out from underneath Cliff and delivers a pretty vicious chair shot there to the gut of the leader of Purity. Now I'm not sure where Evan's going. As he makes his way through the fans here. And Evan has made his way back to ringside. Cliff looking to cut him off. But Evan right there to meet him this time. As Cliff heads back across the barricade. And multiple vicious shots to the cranium of the World Heavyweight Champion. Evan lines Cliff up and oh! Now Cliff being speared through the barricade. Let's take another look. You think back to the words from the Archangel to Evan Jones that the guy who threw me off of Hell in a Cell better be the one who shows up to fight Cliff. And I think that's the Evan that we have gotten here tonight. But more impressively than that, Cliff is still on his feet. Even after being speared through that barricade. And a big knee to the side of the head of Evan Jones. But Evan going back to the knee of Cliff. You think back to it, that is how Evan started off this matchup. Going right after the knees of Cliff Williams, taking the big man down, and now Evan with a sledgehammer. Cliff following Evan back into the ring and gets a big shot, looking for almost a Cameron cutter there. Evan able to shrug it off, and now Evan gonna go back to school with the multiple German suplexes. And I think that third one might have landed Cliff on top of that sledgehammer. Evan bringing Cliff back in the ring with a overhead belly to belly over the top rope. And now Evan stripping down the announce table. But Cliff has that sledgehammer. Oh! Evan chopping it out of his hand, but gets a big chop by Cliff. And now Cliff has Evan. Oh, we've seen this. Could be a crossbomb. Oh, and it is. Crossbomb to the outside. Evan Jones is down. And these two gladiators battling back and forth, hitting huge move after huge move. The ringside area looks like a train ran straight through it. Like a tornado through downtown. Cliff looking for the big kick, and Evan able to drop out of the way. Finds another giant German suplex for Cliff Williams. Evan picking up Cliff now. And what a move there. A different kind of suplex than I've ever seen Evan do. But he's keeping hold and rolls through for 3. Let's take a look at that again. Evan Jones with multiple suplexes on the outside to Cliff Williams. And these fans here tonight cannot get enough. Evan picking Cliff up, but Cliff able to get the headbutt in. Evan now with the right hand and double leg takedown to Cliff Williams. Again, Cliff fighting back with that vicious headbutt of his. And now a jawbreaker delivered to Evan Jones on the outside. And Cliff has Evan once again. Cliff has Evan up for that cross bomb. And another giant cross bomb on the outside here to Evan Jones. Evan able to get out of the way. Grabs hold of Cliff and sends Cliff face first into the steel ring post. Evan lining Cliff up now. Huge boot to the side of the face of Cliff Williams. Evan Jones with a vicious streak, the likes of which I don't know if we have ever seen here in the HKW. Now dragging Cliff into a position, and Evan gonna head up to the top rope. No, he slipped. Evan slipping off the top rope. And I'm not sure what happened. Evan just slipped off the top rope, and Cliff is back to his feet. Evan has hardly moved since slipping off the top turnbuckle there. There's no disqualification in this one. Not really sure what is going on. What? What's that? And I'm hearing this one is going to get called. Evan Jones being ruled as no longer able to continue, and Cliff Williams is going to be crowned the new HKW World Heavyweight Champion. Well, I don't even know what to say here tonight, folks. We are getting medical attention at ringside for Evan Jones. But the news story, the big story here is we have a new HKW World Heavyweight Champion. Good night, everybody. We will see you Wednesday night.